How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious, and as you can tell from those big googly eyes in the corner of your screen, I'm joined by the one, the only, Destined. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me. And this is right up my alley, so I'm glad to be here.
I think this is the definition of your alley, and actually the way this video came up is I have a leak, and I don't really like doing leaks, as you guys know. When it comes to like rates and stuff, that's kind of my realm, but for anything else behind the scenes, that's your territory. But this leak was too good to pass up. It's been going around a lot on Discord, but I have some really, really good material, including a full video, a lot of visuals, and lots of text we can go through. So I was like, if it's gonna be a leak, it's got to be the leaker himself. So I reached out to you and you said, do you want me to just hop on? And I was like, oh my god, yes, please.
Yeah, when I mentioned that, you were just so excited. You were like, yes, absolutely, we gotta have you on. And I was actually gonna make this video myself, but it's been such a struggle to organize it lately that I was like, you definitely should be doing this one.
Yeah, basically, I don't want to do this. I just have too much. I feel like I have to. So I reached out to you hoping you either were already about to post it or you had an idea and you were like, I'll hop on. And I was like, that's better. Let's do it that way. So should we show them the cinematic and get into it right away?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
All right, guys, so we have our new limited hero. It is confirmed. I don't even know if we know the name. We only know her as the Queen of Roses. Do you have any other words on that? Is that going to be her name? Do you know?
I think that's her secondary name. You know
Okay.
how
Yeah.
every character is two, so like Arrogance is Cinder Walker or something like that.
Yeah, something like
whatever.
that. We have her full cinematic, and this is as far as both of us have made it. 3 seconds. Already, it looked so good. I know for me, I made it this far and paused it. You said you made it even less, right?
Yeah, I have not seen any of this at all.
All right, so we'll stop talking. We'll stop yapping for a second. Let's let this roll, and I'll actually take my image away. We'll let you guys enjoy this. All right, man. I think she looks cool as hell, and I think it's so insanely and abundantly obvious what faction she's from, right?
Yeah, she might as well be Morgan 2.0 with how representative she is of the faction.
If there's anything we know about cultists, it's purple, and if there's anything we know about Morgan, it's purple roses, and this girl is just purple everywhere, purple roses everywhere. I thought it was beautiful. I think it's really cool, huh?
I think it's really good. And also you could really tell that they're leading into the sex appeal that Lust brought that one time.
Actually, please hold that thought, because we were talking about this off camera. I want you to say the thing you were telling me about Lust with her. But just to show you guys, we have all her stats, all her skills. I don't want to be holding out on you. And yeah, guys, I do want to give credit. This comes straight from those Slavic servers, our Ukrainian and Russian friends. This was leaked by Aressus, so huge thank you to him. And huge thank you to Alaril for being kind of my intermediary and giving me this crazy information, because we have so much. So she's the Queen of Roses. I'm excited to see what her name actually is. She's a mage, and here it says, like all magicians. I think it's just going to be she operates like a normal mage. I don't know what that means. Do you have any idea what that could mean, Cam?
I think that's just a translation thing where it just means mage.
Okay, yeah, it's going something from whatever Slavic language this was, whatever Cyrillic to English. Our faction is Cult, or Cultists, so this is when she's at max level 60. Right off the bat, this is probably the weirdest thing I've found about her. Her base attack is 4137. I don't know if you are familiar with base attacks, but that is rock bottom, man.
Is it bad for mages? Because I thought
yeah.
mages that deal magic damage, or just units that deal magic damage, had naturally low base.
So I'll tell you, I
attacks.
can, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure Comet is about 4630 something. And I think Virna, who I always thought of as very low, I think she's about 43 something.
Oh, and this is criminally low.
200 less than Virna. So that's a weird thing. But before you guys get worried, I don't know. Do you know this fun little trivia, Cam? Do you know who is the highest attack of any mage, any magic damage dealing mage?
Is it Praetus?
Well, maybe I don't know Praetus actually off the top of my head. Not counting Praetus, it might be him. But then, do you know of the normal heroes? Do you know who it is?
Is it Zealous or something?
It's Kriya, baby. It's Kriya.
It's Kriya? Why?
Kriya's 5200 attack. I have no idea why. I did a video with Ma Bucket way back when. I don't know if it made the final video on his channel, but he blew me away with that. I was so excited for Kriya back then. Like, I didn't talk about it because she wasn't coming to global yet, but oh my god. But yeah, that's crazy. HP solid at just under 11k, and then she's got the high attack speed, and that's very interesting. And here it says not exact. This is because from what they found in their little game file, I think it came out to just less than 3.5 seconds, but that's high. That's the same as like Virna. Comet's 2.6, you know? I don't know if you have any thoughts about that.
My question for this, actually, since it's so low and similar to Vierna, as you said, or like Zealous, is can it be lowered, is what I want to know.
Everything we've seen, yes. From what I know, everything they've checked, yes. It'll have to be tested because, you know, there are heroes like Gon and Dolores that have these weird things. More on that, I guess, in another video if people are interested. But yeah, I think she will be able to be lowered a lot. I sure hope so, because once you guys see the kit, you're going to want that. For cost, she comes in at 21, which actually is the same as Kriya. Very unique costs for a mage. I don't know what to make of that. And then for her rage, and I don't know what stock means. I think maybe it's at max level, 800.
I think stock means base, right?
That's base, okay. But 800 costs, pretty cheap, pretty sweet, closer to someone like a Firna. Let's go right into the skills now. So her talent.
She's like Kriya, but good.
Yeah, I think maybe, yeah. The skills are awesome. So the talent here generates one spike on a random tile in attack range every X seconds, and then X is equal to the attack interval. This is why I was saying I think you can lower the attack interval. So basically the way, if you think of how she can, when she's ulting, she's generating the ice crystals equal to her attack speed.
So this is like an type ability.
I think so. He creates these roses, spikes, or the thorns, whatever. I think it's probably something like that. They come onto the tiles, and I think that's what this is going to be. The way, what is it called? Crystal Bomb, I think. The icicles that I summons. I think that's what we're looking at here.
I think you're probably completely right about that.
Yeah. So TBD if that's going to have a control effect. We'll see in a second. But what's so cool is it should be a big source of damage. Okay, so now that is the talent onto the actual skills, and this is where it gets very, very good. So her basic skill, just to begin with, man, her basic skill deals 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, super, basic skill ups from 1 to 5, but that's AoE damage up to 10 enemies. So that's a full proper AoE. I mean, if you're going to have an AoE on a basic, that is a good one.
Yeah, that's like the gold standard for basic attacks, I think, for mages.
Absolutely.
And also she's pairing this with the talent. So you're getting multiple things happening at the same time.
Exactly.
All the time.
Yeah. So she's generating these spikes when she does attack, and it's also coming with some flurry of major AoE. If you don't mind, I'm gonna actually skip to the ultimate because I think we kind of need that to understand the passives.
I agree with that.
Yeah, awesome. So this is gonna be Death's Despair. Very, very vanilla, calm name for an ultimate there. It's a 25-second duration when you max skill it. When activated, increases the hero's damage by 20%. When fully upgraded, increases by 10%, so another 10%. So it goes up to 30 for 10 seconds. While the skill is active, the hero's main attack gives priority to igniting one existing spike of enemies around. I think this means a spike around enemies, and you'll see this from her passive. She puts out spikes and thorns all over the field. This deals X%. When fully upgraded, that's 90% area damage, up to 8 nearby enemies, so it's an 8-hitter AoE, and it inflicts X stacks of both poison and slow.
Slow?
Yeah. So this is
where... Is it the nerf poison, though?
Yeah, however, the one thing we've always said is there's no one that puts out reliable poison with a high enough base attack to be relevant. This is her. Aside from, I guess, Cerberus with his exclusive, this is going to be her. I know it's only like 4100 or whatever, but you can build enough attack on this that this could be like burns, like the kind of burns you get from an epic hero or something. You think of someone like Wrath, I guess he's at like 4800 attack. That could be relevant, and the fact that it's this giant AoE and it's coming with the slows, and you can see when this is upgraded. Actually, I think you're definitely right over here about the stock on that ultimate. I think it's saying it can be minus 100, so it probably goes down to 700 costs. She's going to be ulting a lot. She's going to be putting out tons of slows for 25 seconds and putting out tons and tons of poisons. Remember, those can stack, so she can have it can be 10 stacks of poisons. Those should last probably for either 5, maybe 10 seconds if it's like Esme. This could be crazy, I think.
I agree. And I think she's going to be doing them so often that you're almost always going to have poison on, because from what I'm seeing, it looks like she's going to be ulting a damn ton.
I think so.
My main concern is just poison is more for bosses and like you're at 3. and I don't
Fair.
think she's usable in those areas. So this is gonna be very niche still with the poison, I think.
I will say
It's
though,
gonna
for
be extra
the
damage.
I will say right off the bat for Gear Aid 1, and we talked about this off camera, we have a lack of good mages in this game. That's why it's like you need Comet or you need Boreas or you need Virna. She's going to be another option. Those elites at the end they're really tanky, right? If she can get like
Yeah.
constant in perpetuity 10 stacks of poison, I mean that could be really really strong. On top of all the other damage boosts, and then the kind of the attack ups that we'll have and crit damage ups that we'll go over in a second. And she's enabling her cultist team with these slows. I think she's going to be very, very strong, at the very least for that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, just to kind of go off of the point that there's only a couple mages for Grade 1, especially recently, I've done so many like endgame kind of takeovers for people with none of those legendary mage options, where it's impossible to crack through the Grade 1. And this is a guaranteed hero if you have enough summons.
Yeah.
So for everyone who doesn't have those heroes, this is going to be game changing to finally have a good mage.
That's a little teaser for start saving, and we're going to have you talk about the lust thing at the end. Let's quickly go through the passives, and then we can already get to that. I want to show you guys here. We can be pretty fast now that you understand the basic and the ultimate. Now we've got Thorn's Embrace. When there are at least 2 copies of a Thorn next to an ally, and we talked about this briefly. I don't know if this means you can put a Thorn, multiple Thorns on one tile, or is this like 2 tiles next to an ally, both have a Thorn? When that happens, the ally is going to receive an attack buff. Upgraded, this is an 8% post-deployment attack buff. Pretty strong. Another way to build more and more attack on your heroes. You know, you could have an Invig, you could have a Thorn buff, and you could have Dolores. You can see how it can snowball, right? And then you've got Y buff. And this is something I wanted to talk to you about. The way I read this is there's maybe she's got like a selector. Like Y could be attack speed up, crit damage up, or crit rate up, right? And maybe it's an RNG element. If that's how it works, I think that makes her even more unique, right? Because she's got this kind of enabler support thing. There's a random element. I think it's really cool. What do you think?
Part of me thinks it's really cool because it's a new kind of mechanic type thing.
Yeah.
But the other part of me says RG bad. I hate RG. Please kill me now. Whenever I see
it's
RNG.
also possible I'm wrong and Y is like a separate thing that like wasn't found in the file or has been mistranslated or we don't know.
Or it's a new buff.
Yeah, or it's a new buff, right?
There's so many new buffs now because they keep splitting off buffs into like new things.
Yeah,
so it's
like,
possible.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems pretty cool. And then you'll see she places her thorns. When she does her AoE, she ignites the thorns, right? It talked about that over here in Death's Despair. With Demonic Surge, each ignited thorn increases crit damage by X%. When fully upgraded, each X% is 12%. This lasts for 10 seconds, and it can stack up to X times. We don't know what X is, but let's say it's 4 times or 5 times. You're talking 48% or 60% crit damage boost. I would guess it's 5 stacks. At least 3,
That
I would
sounds
think.
right. At max, it should be 5.
I think, yeah, more than 60% would be crazy. But you can see now she's got a ton of crit damage. I'm assuming she can be the ally next to the thorn, so she can get an attack boost. Maybe that's why they didn't want her attack to be too high. I'm assuming that's because maybe if she had 4,700 attack, she'd be kind of OP with the poisons. Then maybe with that. All in all, at the very least, I think we've got a very cool, very unique hero, and I think she's going to be, again, at the very least, huge for progression, like for late game to end game progression. I'm pretty excited.
I'm very excited. She also looks really cool, great design. And the one thing that just makes me really hyped about this hero is I really want to see, although cultists are not my favorite faction, I want to see them be the best AoE faction again, because right now they are not.
They need something. They need something.
They need something, because we got Boreas, Eloin, like, we have all this stuff for Esotericists, and then we have nothing for cultists.
You could even argue, and it wouldn't be the best argument, but for some content, Northerner might even compete too. Because you get like Maul, and then you could have Ardia and Valkyria. I mean, there's something there.
Chaotic.
Chaotic
is better.
Chaotic, yeah, duh. Well, they do lack mages, though. I mean, unless Kata's going to get a big buff for AoE. All in all, though, I think she's going to be really huge. I think she's the kind of hero some people should save for. And then you think something about her and Lust and why I might have been hearing about this all day. You might have been hearing about this all day. And, like, we're given all this information. Because, like, they've been pretty good at hiding stuff, and now we have all this. What do you think's up?
Yeah, so just to kind of preface my thoughts here, they have been especially trying very hard to hide content from us from the leakers, which is why I haven't really been doing it so much, because it's just been very difficult to do, even though I don't do the majority of the work. Shout out to Panther and Rokonshi. But it seems very strange that they would have all of this stuff immediately leaked now. So I think Moonton actually wants this leaked because with the Lust event, I guarantee that weekend was the most lucrative week they've ever had in this entire game's lifespan. Because Silas banner, we got the Lust arrogance thing, we had so much. Yeah. And we had the info for like a month and a half or 2 months, and everyone saved and spent money for it. So I think they're trying to replicate that with this. Same with the character design. It's similar vibes.
Yeah, I mean, she's they're going for something, right? We got some boobies. Let's call it what it is, right? We've got some. She's scantily clad.
Yeah, she may as well not have clothes.
Which is what we said about Lust. She was a couple tassels away from straight up pornography. Yeah, I think you're really onto something. Who knows how intentional it was, but like, you've been having trouble finding leaks, and this leak was so not hard to find that it came onto my lap, you know, like, and I do not seek out leaks at all. That's why you're here to help me out. This is not my expertise, but it seems like they wanted us to know this. So on your note, like on that line of thinking of, are they planning something big? This is coming with a huge event, and the event sounds amazing. I might hand it over to you in 1 second because I know you know some amazing stuff about this. But if you look over here at the bottom, we have a Crawling Dark event. That's what she's going to go hand in hand in. The Crawling Dark 2024 event will be available on Friday. We don't know what Friday that is. If I had to garner a guess, I would think between 3 and 5 weeks from now. You know, mid-May, end of May, beginning of June. That's would fit into the limited schedule really nicely. We had Reeve at the end of March, so if this was like mid-May, end of May, I think that'd be perfect. And it says, along with the event, there'll be a 15x on Uridin and Soul Cadence. So is that the Silas and Virna, you know? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I leaked that banner like a couple weeks ago, and now it's just like straight up, hey, this is the exact time it's going to be. Well, not the exact time, but close enough. And I do think they're trying to emulate that for sure. Yeah. The Silas Vierna hype with that sort of hype.
Absolutely.
Of the Lust thing.
So yeah, I pulled up now. We both had these graphics. So this clearly is going with the event. You can see over there we've got what looks like a chat bubble or something. Maybe you know what it is. Maybe it's actually a piece to click on the banner. You can see that image with her underneath those Roman numerals.
Yes, that is definitely where it will pop up with her. Sweet. And then it'll show like your score or something probably.
Awesome,
and then when you click it, you go in. Is my guess.
Yeah, and then we've got these other nice things, just tons of assets that clearly are going to go hand in hand with it. And we have what look like all these buffs and these, you know, there's the rankings and stats thing. So I think we know something about the boss. Maybe we can wrap up with your thoughts on that. I know you knew a little bit more than me.
The boss is actually really interesting. So I don't know if anyone remembers, but I know a lot of people love the boss. But if anyone remembers the Praetus boss for Valentine's Day and how there was a bunch of like buffs you could choose when you go on and do a certain amount of damage, it looks like we're getting that again, but for a dragon type boss. And the dragon looks like it has different colors and stuff, so I'm not 100% sure how it will work, but it's definitely going to be really interesting. It's going to be a really unique, interesting boss, kind of similar to the Praetus one is my best guess.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. Like tons and tons of viewers and friends told me how much they love the Praetus boss. I think like the customization of the buffs that can happen in the boosts, like there was like almost like a choose your own adventure element to it that people really connected with. And that was in line with the Lust, Arrogance, Silas, Virna event, right? The Praetus boss was then that people love. Now we're getting some Dragon boss. I'm very curious about this, and I'm very excited. I
also am very excited. Maybe I'll actually make more content on the events this time around.
Well, actually, perfect way to wrap up, Cam, right? So you, in the next day or two, you're going to have a video with more details on the Dragon event, right?
Yes, so I'm going to have my own video. I'll probably go over the character a little bit, but not as much. And then I'm going to talk more about this sort of event, my prediction, how I think it'll operate, and a little bit more, because I have a little bit more. But this video is more for the hero.
Absolutely, yeah. And we can end on a picture of her. I didn't want to take all the juiciness because I knew you had extra. So save that for Cam's video. If you do not follow Destined, guys, go follow Destined : Watcher of Realms. I'll have his stuff linked in the description and the top pin comment. Cam, thank you so much for hopping on. This was a lot of fun. I think in the future this will stay your thing because this was fun, but I think you're more comfortable with the leaks than me. But she looks awesome.
She looks amazing, and I'm very excited. Basically, Lust 2.0. And that's hype.
Lust 2.0, guys. Start saving. Honestly, I did my 2x pulls. I kind of regret it. I will save everything else until she comes back around. It's kind of as simple as that. I suggest many of you, especially you free to play and low spenders, do exactly the same. Make sure to catch Destined's video either tomorrow or the next day. I've been Fastidious. If you like my stuff, like it. Get in the comments. Let us know what you think of the Queen of Roses. Subscribe. Share it with your mother. We'll see you real soon.
See you guys.
Fastidious.